Several people, of course, approached me about what is the difference between on the silicone of nowadays and versus 20 years ago. When people come in for consultations, we explain to them the difference between silicone and saline.
Hmm.
The big number one thing, as well as in silicone, not safe.
Dangerous, right?
It's like that Dow Corning or whatever it was
Yeah,
20 years ago.
yeah.
What's the difference in it now?
Well, first of all, silicone is and always has been safe. Silicone as a material is something that is very well tolerated by the body and fundamentally is not a harmful material to have in your body. Ophthalmologists have used liquid silicone injections in the eyeball for detached retinas, and
Hmm.
it's been used by a variety of medical specialists for different purposes as an injectable liquid. Now, that's not the same silicone that you might find in the automotive industry or in the industrial sector that has gotten into the hands of unqualified, untrained, and unscrupulous people who pretend to be medically trained
Hmm.
and who have injected this into buttocks or faces or where have you.
Right.
That's something that the listening audience should be very, very careful about. But silicone is a safe material, first of all. Now, the difference, to answer your question, between the silicone implants of old and those of the more recent variety is that the more recent vintage silicone implants are much more sticky and gooey, and they stay together much better. And they're actually referred to as cohesive gel because of that quality. In fact, um, you could actually cut or split or divide a silicone implant, much like you would cut a piece um, of pecan pie out of the pie. I mean, it's that cohesive that
Just
the silicone is not going to run. It's just gonna
stays
stay
together.
there. It's like a jello. It's kind of nice. So they've improved the characteristics of the gel. It's not as soft as it used to be. It's not as fluid as it
Hmm.
used to be, but it's better because it doesn't migrate or flow or disperse from the, the central mass of the silicone itself. So that's one improvement that they've made. The second improvement that they've made in silicone gel implants is that they have improved the shell. Previously, the differences between the envelope that contained the silicone and the silicone itself, the differences were not sufficient enough to prevent the silicone gel from oozing through the shell like grease through a brown paper bag. But
Hmm.
they have now have implant shells that are impermeable for all intents and purposes. They do not allow any escape of silicone through the shell itself. So that's the second major improvement that they've made in silicone gel implants over the last 20 years or so.